7 Shocking Reasons to Go Organic. It was co-written by Emily Main, who joins us now to discuss the points. And a very good day to you, Emily.
Well, hello. Thanks for having me, and good day to you, too.
So I'm curious, why shocking? When you were putting the title together, what was the discussion there?
Well, a lot of people ask us why they need to start eating organic food, and you tend to get this very repetitive answer. It's healthier for you because it doesn't have pesticides, it's grown without synthetic fertilizers, but there are actually a lot more reasons that people should be eating organic food, and a lot of them are pretty disturbing, and they're facts that not many people think about, especially, or even know about when they're weighing the pros and cons of organic versus conventionally grown food.
And you have 7 of them. First off, you call it the common sense eating option.
Yes. Well, obviously, from our perspective, anything that you can do that's going to make yourself healthier, it's going to make the planet better, it's going to benefit a local farmer more, it just makes common sense. There are dozens of reasons, like I said, that you should eat organic food. And when you hear them all, and when you get through our list of 7 shocking reasons, you start to think that, yes, it is, in fact, a pretty common sense eating option.
All right, let's start with shocking reason number 1, which is it's raining corn chemicals. That's your headline for it. And I don't even think I need you to explain it, but go ahead.
Well, we were pretty surprised by this, too. A U.S. Geological Survey study came out in August of last year where they actually detected herbicides used on corn in rain. So it literally is raining pesticides in the Mississippi River Basin. And the pesticide that they found, it's actually an herbicide called glyphosate, and it's the primary ingredient in Roundup, which is probably one of the most commonly used herbicides in the United States, especially in the corn belt of Iowa and Illinois and along the Mississippi River.
And Roundup is the chemical made by Monsanto, right? And what they do is they then genetically engineer the corn so that it won't die when it's sprayed with the Roundup, so the weeds die and the corn doesn't, correct?
Exactly. So, the genetically modified seeds are essentially sort of a marketing a vehicle for their pesticide because they developed a seed that was saved as a pesticide, so you have to buy both, and so they benefit twice.
All right, and your second shocking reason is we are eating shampoo chemicals?
Yeah, this is another pretty disturbing fact. When farmers fertilize their fields, they do use synthetic fertilizers made from oil, but they also use something that the industry likes to delicately call biosolids, and it's actually the sludge that's left over in wastewater treatment plants. So, not to get too graphic, but it's basically human waste that they have dried out and they're spreading as fertilizer on cornfields. Well, when you think about everything that you eat and put on your body, and when you wash that out and when it gets eliminated, it goes down your shower drain and down your toilet and into the wastewater treatment plants. And they are not equipped to remove all the chemicals from the sewage sludge. So things, the chemical equipment we're talking about here is one called phthalates, and they're used in artificial fragrances, in shampoo, in soap, in pretty much any personal care product, cleaning products, anything that has a synthetic fragrance. And they don't break down very easily when exposed to water or sunlight, and so they make it past the wastewater treatment plant into this sewage sludge that they then put on fields, and those chemicals actually get taken up by the plants through their roots. And so a number of researchers have detected phthalates along with a number of other chemicals used in personal care products in food.
So in a perfect world, if everyone was using, organic materials while they were, bathing and such, because it is a good thing to use up that sludge and to reuse wastewater for lawns and parks and that sort of thing, but not if not if it's being then used on the fertilizer with these chemicals in it.
Yeah, and it's not actually, it's not as beneficial as you might think, because in addition to the shampoo chemicals, they also find things like heavy metals, lead, mercury, and other really toxic materials in this sewage sludge. And so it sounds like a really good idea, who doesn't want to reuse this stuff, because it's better, to reuse it than to just throw it away. But the stuff is pretty toxic, and in organic farming, that practice is prohibited. They can't use human sewage sludge on organic farms.
So your third point, and we'll probably have to go a little bit faster to get through all these, but pesticides are making us chubby?
Yeah, it's actually pesticides. The chemical used in pesticide, glyphosate, has been found in a number of studies to interfere with the endocrine system and the hormones that regulate insulin and weight gain, and they're finding that farmers and pesticide applicators and even people with high levels of it in their blood are more likely to be obese and diabetic.
Okay. So I've been eating organic on my diet, and I've lost 17 pounds. So maybe you've got a good point there. All right. Number 4 is pesticides may raise your diabetes risk.
Right, and it's, again, it's the same chemicals, the pesticides, and how they interfere with your endocrine system and your thyroid hormones. But they've also found that the inert ingredients, which are the chemicals that help pesticides do their jobs, are just as problematic as the pesticides themselves. And so they all have this cumulative effect on your body.
And those same pesticides could be interfering with your vitamin D levels?
Right. They interfere with the way that your body absorbs vitamin D, which is an extremely vital mineral that a lot of people are deficient in, and that they're finding all these health problems tied to vitamin D deficiency, and pesticides interfere with the way that your body absorbs it, so it makes the problem even that much worse.
Okay, 2 more to go here. Factory farmed meat can make you old fast.
Yeah, one of the common practices in especially poultry production is food producers package chickens with something called a brine solution, and it contains a chemical called sodium phosphate, and it's been associated with accelerated aging, which basically means that your body, the age process is speed up, your hardening of the arteries, your muscles begin to break down, your skin cells begin to break down, and they found that rats who have high levels of this in their body actually die sooner than rats that aren't exposed to as much of this.
And what type of, I guess any type of meat, that's factory farmed, it doesn't even have to be processed?
Well, anytime you look at a meat package and you see the words enhanced or in broth solution or marinated, anything like that, right, usually means that this chemical has been added.
Okay. And then finally, organic farms could save rural economies. Right.
And this is one thing that we really do like to highlight, because there's so much negativity when you point out, why people should eat organic. It's usually in the light of what it isn't doing. But here's one thing that we really like to highlight that it is doing. And organic farming is actually very profitable, and it's much more profitable and and it creates more jobs than conventional farming. The UN has found that organic farms net on average $45,000 in profit compared to just $25,000 for non-organic farmers. And organic farmers are also more likely to hire more people because it's slightly more labor intensive.
Yeah.
Yet even with those added costs, they're still more profitable.
All right. Emily Main with Organic Gardening Magazine. So many great articles in that, on the online version even, which is free. I've checked it out many, many times. Thank you for joining us today, Emily. We really appreciate it with your 7 shocking reasons.
Well, thank you for having me. It was a lot of fun.
All right. Stick around. Up next in our business segment, we'll meet the man behind an all-you-can-fly airline based here in California. How does that work exactly, and where does it fly? We'll find out right after this short break. You are listening to the Eat, Drink, Explore Radio Network, live from downtown San Luis Obispo. I'm your host, Randall White, and we're back in just a moment.